Hi everyone, I am here with another Mickey and Minnie card series card for 2021. This one is going to be the Halloween card. I can't believe it's going to be October already. It's insane. But here's our card. So let's just dive into this one. Black cardstock is my base. I'm just using Recollections cardstock for this series. For those of you who haven't watched any of the videos. There are links in the description below to the supply video, to how I do my little Mickey heads. There's a video on how I do the bows. So follow those links. Go watch those other videos if you want. The entire series is in a playlist, so all you have to do is look for that playlist. And it will play every video so far for the series, plus the supply video. So, okay, cardstock is going to be cut at 5.5 by 11 inches. Then we're going to go ahead and do some scoring. I'm just using my old Stampin' Up! Trimmer here because I can score and cut with this at the same time. So on our 11-inch side, we're going to line up this edge here at the 2 15/16. So the 2 15/16 is going to be one little notch before the 3 inches. So we're going to score 2 15/16. Okay, score there. We're going to move this over to the 7. And score there. So then you should have something that looks like this with your 2 score marks. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fold, we'll flip it over. We're going to fold in our larger end here. Go ahead and crease that down. Then you're going to bring your shorter end over here. Give that a good crease. So then you're left with this. Okay, so now you're going to take just a pencil and you're going to mark just like so, right there. Okay, now we're going to unfold it. And where we've got our little pencil mark, our larger panel is going to be towards the top. You're going to line this up in your trimmer at 2.5. 2.5, and you're going to cut down to that pencil mark, which is roughly 3.25 on the way down. If you've got a trimmer that's got your measurements on the side. Okay, so we are done with this. Now we're just going to erase our pencil mark here. Okay, so there we have our fold. It's going to look like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do the inside. I always do the inside first. And pieces that I'm using come from a paper pad from Hobby Lobby. It's the Paper Studio brand. They do not have this pad anymore. I cannot find it. Followers that I have cannot find it. I don't know if it was just a temporary thing or if it's going to come back. I'm not really sure. But you can use any kind of seasonal pad you have, any kind of paper you have. It doesn't have to be this paper pad. So I just like the seasonal pads because they work for the entire series. That's why I buy them. So this one is, like I said, a Paper Studio, and it's called, oh, what is it called? Hold on, let me grab it because I can't remember. 4 Seasons and everything in between, but this is 2. So they still currently have the original one where it says 4 Seasons and everything in between. That one works just as well. I still have like a pad and a quarter. That one was my absolute favorite one. I will always use that one. I try to kind of change it up every year when I do this. So anyway, that's where the papers come from. And the inside, I'm going to start with this larger panel over here. That one is 2 3/4 by 5 3/8. So you'll need 2 pieces of that. I do the same print. You can choose what you want to do, different prints for all of it. So we're going to go ahead and attach that to this panel over here. I shall not run out of ATG tape in this video because I already did that and changed it. So we should be good to go. Alright, we're just going to attach that to this larger side over here. I just eyeball where it should line up. None of them are perfect. Alright, so there we have that one. Now our 2 smaller panels over here are going to be, the top is 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. And again, you need 2 of those. So that's going to go here on the top. Go ahead and put that one down. One of the reasons I really love these paper pads is because they are not double-sided. So the papers are thinner, which sometimes I really like, and I don't feel like I'm wasting one of the prints with having it on the back, if that makes any sense. That makes sense to me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and line this one up. Get that one down. Alright, so our bottom one is 3 7/8 by 2 7/8, and again you need 2 of those. All these prints came out of that little paper pad. There's 3 or 4 prints per holiday in that one. And I believe it's the same in the one that's available now, just the first one. There's about 3 or 4. There's definitely 3. Some of them have 4 prints for that season or holiday. So you have plenty to choose from. Alright, so there is that. Now we're going to do our center spot, which is our message mat. And I'm using Stampin' Up's Pumpkin Pie at 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. This is going to be my mat. And then I'm using just some white Recollections cardstock cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, and that's the actual message piece. So let's go ahead and layer these and we'll get those on the card. Okay, get this on our pumpkin pie piece here. Just like so. Alright, now we're going to glue our pumpkin pie down. Or I guess tape it down. Okay, so this is going to go right in the center of our card here. Just like so. So there we have the inside of the card done. Now we're going to do our little stamp on the inside. For that we're going to use pumpkin pie ink. And going to use this little jack-o'-lantern. This is from the stamp set I'm using. One of the stamp sets using for this is a Lawn Fawn. They're plainer stamps, but they're perfect for stamping the insides of cards. So it's called Holidays, and I'm using this little jack-o'-lantern here. One of the other cards I did, I used the bat, but I'm going to use this guy here today. So we're going to ink him up. A little bit of pumpkin pie there. Just kind of fitting. He is a pumpkin after all. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp him over here in the corner. I'm going to kind of angle him so he's not just sitting there. I mean, he is just kind of sitting there anyway, but, you know. Alright, so there's our jack-o'-lantern. You can stamp as many as you'd like. You don't have to stamp it all on the inside. I mean, it's completely up to you. I just give out the ideas. You guys can do what you want with them. So that's the inside. Now we're going to work on the outside of the card. So I'm just going to flip it over. Start with our large panel over here. Again, 2 3/4 by 5 3/8. Go ahead and attach this one. Okay. This print, these polka dots actually have little jack-o'-lantern faces in some of the circles. So you want to pay attention to the direction of your paper. If it's got specific things like that, you definitely don't want that upside down. Might look a little silly. But, you know, then again, it's Halloween too. So, you know, it could be upside down. Alright, now our top panel, 3 7/8 by 2 3/8 up here on the top. Okay, let's attach this one. That one looks good. Now we got the bottom one, which is 3 7/8 by 2 7/8 for this piece. And then we get to decorate it. Papers are the easy part. Alright. This one put down here. There we go. So there is the outside of our card. So fold it up. You're going to take your left panel with the split. You're going to take your right panel and you're going to tuck it in just like that. And there you have, I didn't even mention this at the beginning, it's a split closure trifold card. Sorry about that. So there's that part. Now we're going to decorate the outside. So I've got my little sentiment piece here, and this is from an old retired Stampin' Up! Set called Tags and Labels, and I just cut 2 different sizes out for my labels. And if you don't have it, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal. You can use whatever you want for your sentiments. I'm just going to glue this white piece down to my black one. I don't want to put this on any dimensionals because I'm going to put the dimensionals on the back side, and 2 layers for me is too much for a card, especially if you're going to try to mail these. Alright, so there's that, and now we're going to do some stamping. This says Halloween, and I'm going to use some archival basic black for this, and it's again from the Lawn Fawn set. It's just the little Halloween right there because our happy is die cut. So put the basic black out. Okay, so we're going to stamp this towards the bottom of our little sentiment piece here. I don't feel like there's enough ink on there. There we go. Try to line it up as straight as I can. Okay, I kind of missed a spot. I don't really have enough ink right there, but since it's a Halloween card, I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. Alright. Now we're going to add Happy, which is cut out using the Lawn Fawn set Happy Happy Happy. It's the add-on, so you can stamp the Happy and you can die cut it. So I used the basic black archival ink and the pumpkin pie cardstock for that. So we're going to go ahead and just attach this with a little bit of Tombow glue here. Whoops, that might ooze a little. too big of a dot. Hopefully not. Okay, so we're gonna just put this on here, like so. Got a little more glue than I really wanted on this one. It does dry clear if you're using the Tombow glue. There's other glues out there too that also dry clear. So if you're using a craft glue that dries clear, you're good to go. But I always just scrape some of it off. Okay, so there we have our Happy Halloween. Let that dry for a minute. And now we're going to work on our Mickey heads down here. So I've got 2 of them. Just going to place them in the position I want them in. We're going to go ahead and glue these down. Got glue on my fingers. Alright. Probably about there. Let's get the second Mickey head. We're going to turn one of these into Minnie's head just by placing a bow on it. Super simple. Okay, so here is my bow. The bow is made out of pumpkin pie cardstock as well, and this is just a little die set that I got off of AliExpress. There's three sizes of the dies. I used the smallest one for this bow, and it just happened to fit perfectly on these Mickey heads that I make. So in the bow video on how I do it, I believe I have a link in there on where to buy these. But you can go to aliexpress.com and just type in bow dies and you'll find it, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this bow down. Turn this one into Minnie Mouse. Just like so. Okay, take my paper piercer and I'm going to kind of poof up my bow a little bit here. So there we have Minnie's bow. Now we're going to add the rhinestone to it. Just got these little rhinestones here. I just put a little bit of glue on here because that adhesive that comes on the rhinestones doesn't always last. Kind of oozed out a little bit there. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to work on our sentiment piece. And all I'm going to do is add some dimensionals. These are the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. These things are fantastic. They're literally like the perfect height. Some of the other ones I've purchased out there are way too thick. So I continue using these even though I'm not a demonstrator anymore. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and get our Happy Halloween up here. Centered, you know, as best as I can. I eyeball everything. I don't measure it. Perfect. Well, you know, not perfect, but good enough. Alright, there is our Halloween Mickey and Minnie card for 2021. If you guys have any questions, like usual, leave it in the comments below or go ahead and send me a message. All the links are in the description, so you can go watch all the videos And thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching and following me through my big, you know, no video era. Hopefully I have some new videos coming outside of the Mickey and Minnie series. I'm toying around some ideas. But for now, it's this. I do still have a giveaway at the end of this series, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.